join in the show this evening as best you're able. There's a particular spot at the end for you to join in. You'll see on your seat you have song sheets. Please, the last 3 songs, Sailing, White Cliffs of Dover, and Royal Britannia. So we want you to raise the roof when we get to that point. Also on your seats you will have postcards, compliments of the company, what to take away and use, and your stick of rock, which you can eat this evening or at any other time at your leisure. I have to offer a health warning to some of you. At 2 points in the show, sorry, we are using strobe lighting. So if that's a problem for you, look away or close your eyes. There's probably a very good reason for closing your eyes at that point in the show anyway. Okay, now the other thing I have to say is that a number of you will be well aware that there's a bug going around Hungerford, and I'm afraid that it has struck in the cast. And we have had to make minor modifications this evening. I'm not going to tell you what they are, and I'm not going to tell you there's a prize if you spot them. But do bear with us, we've had to just change slightly here and there because of voice loss, okay? So the other thing is, join in any time during the course of the evening if you wish to. The songs, most of you will know in some way or other. You're welcome to join in. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
down beside the side of the silvery sea. I'm no exception to the rule, in fact I have my way. I'd reside by the side of the silvery sea. But when your jests have come, no garden working chap like me, a chance to see the sea is quite a novelty. I save up all the money I can while winter's grim and grey, then off I run to have some fun where the balmy breezes play.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom, 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 where the brass bands play dilly-om-om-om. For just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. There's lots of girls beside. I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea.
Bank holiday, a tune on an ice cream cornet, a slap of sea and a tickle of sand, a fanfare of sunshades opening, a wince and whinny of bathers dancing into deceptive water, a tuck of dresses, a rolling of trousers, a compromise of paddlers, a sunburn of girls and a lark of boys, a silent hullabaloo of balloons. Mothers proudly warned their pink daughters or sons to put that jellyfish down, and fathers spread newspapers over their faces, and sand dunes hopped on the picnic lettuce, and someone had forgotten the salt. In those always radiant, rainless, lazily rowdy and sky blue summers departed, I remember August Monday, from the rising of the sun to the husky hushing of the roundabout music and the dancing of the naphtha jets at the seaside fair, from bubble and squeak to the last of the sandy sandwiches. This was the morning when father, mending one hole in the thermos flask, made 3. When the sun declared war on the butter, and the butter ran. When dogs with all the sweet-binned backyards to wag and sniff and bickering, chased their tails in the jostling kitchen, worried sand shoes, snapped at flies, writhed between legs, scratched among towels, sat smiling on hampers. And if you could have listened at some of the open doors of some of the houses in the street, you might have heard,
Uncle Owen says he can't find the bottle opener.
has he looked under the hall stand?
Willie's cut his finger. Got your spade?
If someone doesn't kill that dog.
Uncle Owen says why should the bottle opener be under the hall stands?
Never again. Never again.
I know I put the pepper somewhere.
Willie's bleeding. Look, there's a bootlace in my bucket.
Oh, come on, come on.
Let's have a look at that bootlace in your bucket.
If I lay my hands on that dog.
Uncle Owen's found the bottle opener. Willie's bleeding over the cheese.
And the trams that hissed like ganders took us all to the beautiful beach. There was cricket on the sand, and sand in the sponge cake, sand flies in the watercress, and foolish, mulish, religious donkeys on the unwilling trot. And fathers in the once-a-year sun took 50 winks. Oh, think of all those 50 winks along the paper-bagged sand. Licorice all sorts and Welsh hearts were melting. And the sticks of rock that we all sucked were like barber's poles made of rhubarb. And the waves rolled in with rubber ducks and clerks above them. I remember the patient, laborious hobby of burying relatives in the sand. I remember the princely pastime of pouring sand from cupped hands or bucket down collars of dresses. The shriek, the shake, the slap. I remember the smell of sea and seaweed, wet hair, wet flesh, wet bathing dresses. The smell of pop and splashed sunshades and toffee. The stable and straw smell of hot, tossed, tumbled, dug and trodden sand. The smell of vinegar on shelled cockles. Winkle smell. Shrimp smell. The dripping, oily backstreet winter smell of chips in newspapers. And always the hopeless, ravenous, swearing and pleading of the gulls. Donkey bray and hawker cry. Harmonicas and toy trumpets, shouting and laughing and singing. The clip of the chair attendant's puncture. The motorboat coughing in the bay. And the same hymn and washing of the sea that was heard in the Bible. If it could only just be like this forever and ever, amen. August Monday, all over the earth.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by, and the wheels kick and the wind song, and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day, with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume, and the seagulls cry. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream. When the long trick's over,
I saw you accidentally drop it.
Oh, it's so good of you. It's my favourite hanky.
It matches your eyes, if you don't mind me saying so.
Do you really think so? Some people hate blue eyes.
Some people love them. I've seen you before. I hope you won't mind me saying this, but I feel as though I know a lot about you.
I don't see how you can. I'm frightfully particular, and I never speak to strangers as a rule. I don't know why I'm talking to you now. You can't be too careful.
No?
No, especially at a seaside place. You meet the most frightful people.
I suppose you do.
Places are so mixed nowadays, you simply don't know who you're going to be rubbing shoulders with.
I know who I should write to.
Oh, you are ridiculous. No, but really, I never do speak to people I've not been introduced to. But then, I can see you're all right.
That's nice of you. Don't be angry with me if I say how I admire your dress.
Oh, this old rag. I don't think pink suits me.
You ought to wear pale green in the evenings.
Well, that is odd. I do. I have 2 pale green evening frocks.
I can just imagine you in them. And perhaps a
pale lemon fluffy one.
Oh, you are marvellous. I do believe you're a thought reader.
No, but when I first spoke to you, I said that I felt her, so I knew not about you.
Well, I rather feel like that about you too. I mean, I'm an awfully good judge of a person, and honestly, I am never wrong.
Does that mean I'm all right?
I shouldn't be speaking to you if you weren't.
Are you staying long?
A month. We came on Saturday. We're at the Grand.
Not a bad hotel.
There's a dance there tonight, I believe.
I wish I could.
I don't see why not.
I'm afraid not.
Why ever not? People come in from other hotels.
Yes. I know you'd be perfect to dance with.
Oh, I don't know. Why not giving it a try?
If you only knew how I'd love to.
Well, if you came along, I would introduce you to the parents. They're rather sticklers, I'm afraid.
Oh yes, they want to look me over. I expect they've seen me about.
Why? Where do you live?
Well, I'm up at the Grand a good bit.
There's a good cocktail bar there, isn't there?
Rather.
Well, if you come along, I should tell the parents we've been introduced. It's rather awful, but I knew at once you were one of us. I'd never have answered you.
Oh, rather.
Well, drifting tonight then.
I shall be up there anyhow tonight. Will you wear your lemon frock?
Oh, if you'd like me to.
I love it. And that silver bag you carry.
Oh, how did you know about that? I do believe you've been spying on me.
No, but I've noticed all of your clothes. And your eyelashes, and the little curl behind this ear.
I've never seen you there.
No, you wouldn't.
Why? Where do you sit?
I don't.
I don't understand.
You have the corner table in the Grand Dining Room, madam. I am your waiter.
Oh!
Every year when summer comes round, off to the sea I go. I don't care if I do spend a pound, I'm rather rash, I know. See me dressed like all the sports, in my blazer and a pair of shorts, with my little stick of black rock. Along the promenade I stroll. It may be sticky, but I never complain. It's nice to have a nibble at it now and again. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. One afternoon, a bank conductor on his stamp somehow lost his bat and it flew out of his hand. So I jumped in his place and then conducted the band with my little stick of Blackpool rock. Oh, with my little stick of Blackpool rock. Along the promenade I stroll. In my pocket it got stuck, I could tell, 'cause when I pulled it out, I pulled my shirt out as well. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. A girl while bathing clung to me, oh, it's had to use. She said, I am drowning, you can't refuse to save me. I missed that one out, never mind that. With my little stick of Blackpool along the promenade I stroll. In the ballroom I went dancing each night. No wonder all the girls I danced with stuck to me tight. Every day, wherever I stray, the kids all round me flock. A fella took my photograph, it cost 1 and 3. I said when it was done, is that supposed to be me? You've probably messed it up, there's only one thing I can see, that my little stick of Blackpool rock.
Hello, Chuck. Tell me, love, I hear the new people have moved in opposite you at number 40. Yeah, Aunt Jessica said they'd moved in. Apparently they're very nice. They ride to hounds with the Westmoreland meat.
What's wrong with Joe, the local butcher?
Oh, you are pig ignorant. I'm talking about field sports.
There's plenty of that goes on behind local tip. Muck, 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 muck.
Hilda, I'm referring to riding to the hounds, pursuing the fox. Oh, you should get out more and broaden your horizons. I mean, you never go anywhere nowadays, do you? I mean, you're practically a recluse.
I I can't afford to go out, can I? My Bert's on the door.
Oh, aye. Has he ever had a job?
When we were caught, and he did. Didn't pay much money, but there were plenty of time off.
What? What did he do?
Coronation flag seller.
Hilda, you want to get yourself educated. Why don't you get one of them new video recorders? Oh, they're all the rage, and my Arnold, he's a devotee.
Is he?
Oh, yes. But of course he does prefer the Betamax method.
Well, my Bert and I tried that once, but I got cramp in my left knee.
Hilda. Oh, take last night, for instance. We got out The Sound of Music.
Oh, I'd have liked to have seen that. I was off with my feet when they showed it at the Roxy.
Oh, it's lovely. It takes place in Austria, and it's all about the Germans almost catching the Von Trapps.
Well, my Bert got a dose of them once in Benghazi. They blamed it on the Blanco, but that was the problem.
Oh, come on.
First the tide rushes in, plants a kiss on the shore, then rows out to sea, and the sea is very still once more. So I rush to your side, like the oncoming tide, with one burning thought, will your arms open wide. At last we're face to face, and as we kiss through an embrace, I can tell, I can feel, you are love, you are real, really mine. In the rain, in the dark, in the sun, like the tide at its end, I'm at peace in the web of your
We tick 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 on the beach all day through. Tick 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 is what we like to do. And what we tick, we always sing. Well, when you tick the red, better think that sure, you can whistle or can groove. I hope it's up to tick we go. To build our castles in the sand. I hope. Just watch them as they grow. To build our cultures would be grand. I hope. We tick 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 on the beach all day through. Tick 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 is what we like to do. And while we tick, we always sing. Well, when you tick, there is better tick than true. You whistle or can groove. I hope it's up to Dick we go to build our castles in the sand. I hope. Just watch them as they grow. To build our cultures would be grand. I hope.
With shoes on, I can only feel how hard or soft the rock or sand is where I walk or stand. Barefoot, I can feel how warm mud molds my soles, or how cold pebbles knead them like worn knuckles. Curling my toes, I can drop an anchor to the sea floor, hold fast to the shore with tied toes.
Until I saw the sea, I did not know that wind could wrinkle water so. I never knew that sun could splinter a whole sea of blue, nor did I know before a sea breathes in and out upon a shore.
I'm dreaming dreams, I'm scheming schemes, I'm building castles high. They're born anew, their days are few, just like a sweet butterfly. And as the daylight is dawning, he'll come again in the morning. I'm blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, near reach the sky, just like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding, I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. When shadows creep, when I'm asleep, to lands of hope I stray. Then at daybreak, when I awake, my bluebird flutters away. Happiness, comfort and cheer me, happiness, comfort and hear me. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky. They like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding, I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. When I take my morning promenade, write a fashion card on the promenade. Well, I don't find nice boys staring hard if it satisfies their desire. Do you think my dress is a little bit, or just a little bit, or not too much of it? Though it shows my shape just a little bit, it's a little bit the boys admire. When I take my morning promenade, write a fashion card on a promenade. No, I don't mind nice boys staring hard if it satisfies their desire. Do you think my dress is a little bit, or just a little bit, or not too much of it? Though it shows my shape just a little bit, it's a little bit the boys admire.
Every year about July when summer comes around, there's lots and lots of people at the seaside to be found. Some like golf or tennis, others like to take a rest. But here's the exercise that I always enjoy the best: when I go swimming with the women. Oh, I do have a real good time, bobbing up and down in the water. It comes just below me, Mason-Dixon Drive. You should see them do their exercises. You wouldn't think that half of them were slimming. And when they stand up to sneeze, you can see their halfway sneeze when I go with the women. Even when I am at home and working working day to day. I always look forward to my half-day holiday. Even the people never answer when I'm going out, because that day I always go where the mix of is. When I go swimming with the women, oh, I do have a real good time. Bobbing up and down in the water with a pretty little girl called Adeline. You should see her latest bathing costume. It's nothing but a little bit of trimming, and what I took to be her face turned out to be a different place. I go swimming with the women, I go swimming with the women, oh, I do have a real good time. Bobbing up and down in the water, it goes just below me Mason-Dixon line. One day I went with all of my relations, and someone went and pushed me Uncle Jimmy. And as he's gasping for his breath, he said, oh, what a lovely day to die swimming with the women. When I go swimming with the women, oh, I did feel a real soft thing. A woman went and fainted in the water, and where she disappeared, she left a ring. So I dived in with nearly all my clothes on, and swam around until my eyes were dimming. And after risking me life, I found I'd gone and saved the wife. So I took swimming with the women.
Just breaks with every
It's ruddy time. Time for another Punch and Judy show. What a waste of drinking time. Where's that damn puppet? Where's the other one?
Well, I think you can wash hands at first. He's drunk again, did you notice? He expects us to give our all when he can't even see straight. Oh, dear, what was I now? It's your turn.
Look at yesterday. He only left the baby in the jets of the John and gone. I felt a right full rocking sausages to sleep instead of our little cherub.
And we haven't even got the sausages now. He ate them for lunch.
Oh. You go see if you can find the baby, Jude, and I'll start the show.
Right, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Hello, boys and girls. Yeah, I'll try again. And when I say hello, you say hello, Mr. Punch. Hello, boys and girls. That's better.
Here we are, Mr. Punch. I found the baby down in the coal cellar, stuck between a slice of bread and jam.
Give me the baby, Jude.
Right, forgive me.
I said lovely baby.
Right now, Mr. Punch, I'm off to the antiques fair in the town hall. Look after our little cherub boy and I'm out.
I don't want to jump, Jude, will you?
Now, children, if Mr. Punch hurts the baby, you call me up at once, won't you?
Yes. Lovely baby, rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Wonder if baby will bounce like a ball.
Well, Mr. Punch, did you get our little cherub off to sleep? Where's my baby?
He's dropped it. Oh, no, I didn't. Don't argue me, you villain. Give me that stick. Take that. Take that. Take that. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's the way to do it. Where's the policeman? Oh, he's only gone to sleep again. Jude, do you have to find the policeman?
Oh, all right, hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute.
Hello. Now, Mr. Punch, what's this I hear about the mysterious disappearance of your wife and child?
Oh, I'm innocent. I never touched a hair of their head. Oh, yes, yeah, no, I didn't.
Now then, Mr. Punch, let's not be having no argumentatives. Give me that there stick and put on these here handcuffs.
Mr. Plum, those handcuffs won't fit me. They're too small for you even.
Oh, no, they're not.
Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are.
I'll cut hold of this here stick and I'll show you. There.
Yeah, yes, they do. Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Hey, that's the way to do it, boys and girls. Punch from the game. Yippee!
cornet, please.
What flavour?
Cheese and onion?
Cheese and onion? We don't do cheese and onion.
Oh, all right then, smoky bacon.
We don't do smoky bacon either. We don't do ice creams in those flavours.
Well, you used to have.
No, we didn't.
Well, what have you got then?
Let me see. We've got strawberry, chocolate vanilla, dairy vanilla, nut sundae, fruit whip, Cornish cream, plum surprise, rhubarb full, Knickerbocker glory, crunchy toffee brittle, Neapolitan, cosmopolitan, marshmallow, spearmint, coffee continental, orange, lemon, lime, lychee, pineapple, pomegranate, and ugly fruit.
Is that all? I'm sure you used to do salt and vinegar.
No, we've never ever done salt and vinegar.
Well, you used to have.
No, never ever since I worked here have we done salt and vinegar ice cream.
And how long have you worked here then?
3 weeks. Never done salt and vinegar ice cream.
Well, I think you're deluding yourself. Or you should have. All right then, I shall have something else. Sorry, what did you say you had again?
We've got strawberry, vanilla, blueberry, blackberry, gooseberry, fall, apple, charlotte, marmalade, orange, lemon, glycerine and menthol, sugared almond, flaky apricot, Knickerbocker glory, banana, pomegranate, grapefruit, growthful, gripe water, and green gage jelly, if I can say it.
Do you serve any of those without walnut chippings?
No, we haven't got any walnut chippings, but you can have them without chocolate sprinkle.
No, I don't like them without chocolate sprinkle. I only like them without walnut chippings.
We haven't got any walnut chippings, have we? So you can't have them without walnut chippings.
You don't seem to have a lot, do you? You've got no cheese and onion, you've got no smoky bacon, you've got no...
Look, I've told you before, we don't do ice creams in any of those flavours.
All right, I shall have something different. I'll have a packet of crisps.
What flavour?
Raspberry ripple?
Have you ever noticed when you're by the sea, the things that you can do there with impunity? If you did the same things when you're up in town, moral Mrs. Grundy on her face would wear a frown. Father, mother, all the family travel down to have a little paddle in the sea. Mother takes her stockings off upon the sandy shore and shows a lot of linen that she's never showed before.
You can do a lot of things at the seaside that you can't do in town. Fancy seeing mother with her legs all bare, paddling in the fountains of Trafalgar Square, bobbing up and down in the water would make a policeman frown. You can do a lot of things at the seaside that you can't do in town.
Watch them at the seaside down upon the sand. Their Percy and his sweetheart hold each other's hands. All among the crowd there they would sit and spoon, like a pair of turtle doves upon a honeymoon. There they loll beside the briny blue, cuddled up together till you can't tell who is who, canoodling and kissing with a crowd of people there. But no one seems to notice them and no one seems to care.
You can do a lot of things at the seaside that you can't do in town. Fancy seeing mother with her legs all bare, paddling in the fountains of Trafalgar Square, bobbing up and down in the water would make a policeman frown. You can do a lot of things at the seaside that you can't do in town.
I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what would I be? When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what would I be? Would I be handsome, pretty, would I be rich? Guess what she said, que sera, sera, whatever will be, the future's not ours to see, que sera, sera. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart, what would I be? Would I be handsome, would I be rich? Here's what he said to me, que sera, sera, whatever will be, the future's not ours to see, que sera, sera. Now I have children of my own, they ask their mother, what would they be? Would they be handsome, would they be rich? I answered tenderly, que sera, sera, whatever will be, the future's not ours to see, que sera, sera.
Hello, chum. Oh, I must say, Aggie, you do look a trifle peaked.
I've only had a glass of sherry.
No, I mean you look pale and drawn. Not your usual robust self, as it were.
I don't know what's the matter with me. I keep getting these dizzy spells and have to keep clutching hold of mangle to keep myself erect. And I would weep at the slightest thing our Ralph says.
Well, you want to take no notice of that wastrel. He's always tended to be stubborn and pedantic.
Yes, he takes salts, but he's still not regular.
Oh, he's careless, especially when he's had a drink.
Never used to suffer with the wind, not till the war came, you know. We suffered like hell at Sidi Barani. He were very fit. Why, his commanding officer said he was always going over war.
Well, all I can say is how you ever allowed yourself to fall for someone like that, I'll never know.
Oh, be fair, no, be fair. Till he lost all his teeth and his hair, and he grew that hump on his back. He was one of the best looking men downtown around.
Useless. I mean, he hasn't worked since before war. Just tell me something, in all the years he's been signing on at Labour Exchange, have they ever offered him a job?
Why? 1893 it were. But ever since then they've shown him nothing but kindness.
Well, I thank God for my Cecil. You know, they think world of him down at Town Hall. He's a veritable bastion.
He said that about Alfred, I never believed it.
And you are so pig ignorant, it hurts. It really does. By bastion, I mean, he's a tower of strength. My Cecil is a tireless worker for the chapel and the Pentecostal.
He's always on job. Don't all the curtains will open a lot this afternoon.
It's absolutely useless talking to you, Addie. Your mind is an absolute cesspit.
I'll do me best.
Oh well, let's have a cup of tea and gypsy cream and a Florentine fig wafer. You know, you won't have it, but your trouble is you're going through the change.
Going through? Going through the... Are you suggesting I'm over the hill?
No, but you've got a damn good view of the valley.
It's still getting to seeing air coordinates. And I'll have you know, I'm only 39 and a few months.
How many months?
57.
Oh, it's all right for you.
Oh, I've always envied you. I look in your dustbin and I can see tins of tuna, oh, a middle cut salmon. You've always done better than I've done. You had education, not like me. I only go to school every other day because I were a twin. And we only had one pair of knickers between us.
Wait a minute. Your twin and you were on the same hockey team. What did you do then?
Oh, we just prayed it weren't windy.
The Lion and Albert.
There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool, what's noted for fresh air and fun.
And Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert.
There, sir.
A grand little lad was young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite a swell.
The sticks, noses and handle.
The finest that Woolworths could sell. They didn't think much to the ocean, the waves they were filling and small. There was no wrecks and nobody drowned.
In fact, there was nothing to laugh at all.
So,
Seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo, where they...
Lions and tigers and carol.
And on ale and sandwiches too.
There were one great big lion called Wallace, whose face were all covered in scars. He lay in somnolent posture, with his face at the side of the bars.
Now Albert had heard about lions.
How ferocious and wild.
To see Wallace lying so peaceful.
well, it didn't seem right to the child. So, straightway the brave little fella, not showing a morse and a fear, took his stick with the horse's head animal
And pushed him on to death.
Oh, you could see that the lion didn't like it for giving a kind of a roll. He dragged Albert into the cage with him and he swallowed the little lad whole.
The Pa, who had seen the occurrence and didn't know what to do next, said,
Mother, young lion, said Albert.
and Mother said,
Well, I am best.
Then Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom
Quite rightly, when all's said and done,
complained to the animal keeper that
Young lion has eaten our son.
the keeper were quite nice about it, he said.
Oh, what a nasty mishap. Are you sure that it's your he's eaten?
I said,
Am I sure? There's his cap.
The manager had to be sent for. He came and he said,
what's to do?
I said,
Young lion has eaten our Albert, and him and his Sunday clothes too.
Ma said,
Right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat Albert. And after we've paid to come in.
The manager wanted no trouble. He took out his purse right away, saying,
how much to settle the matter.
and Pa said,
How much do you normally pay?
But Mother had turned a bit awkward. When she thought where her Albert had gone, she said,
No, someone's got to be summoned.
so that was decided upon.
then off they went to police station, in front of the magistrate chap. They told him what happened to Albert, and proved it by showing his cap.
the magistrate gave his opinion that
No one's really to blame, and I hope Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom have further sons to their name.
And that mother got proper blazing, and
Thank you, sir, kindly.
said she,
What? Waste all our lives raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me.
Hold it, everyone. All lined up in a seaside group, here we are for the photograph. All dressed up in our holiday best, trying not to laugh. Since the early caveman in his fur took a trip to see the sea, there's always been a photographer to record the happy scene.
Oh, big flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph.
Poor old bloke, blind but what a joke, that blown off in a cloud of smoke.
Stamp your feet, banging on the big bass drum. What a picture, up to the up, tom, 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 tom. Sing it from me,
The same thing happened long ago when man was in his prime. And what went on we only know from snaps they took at the time. When Adam and Eve in their birthday suit decided to get wet. As Adam was about to taste the fruit, the man with a camera said,
oh, big flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph.
Poor old Eve, there was nothing on, face all red and a big leaf gone.
Stamp your feet, bang on the big bass drum. What a picture, up to the up, tom, 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 tom. Sing it from me, album.
You read it in the folio, or seen the Shakespeare play, how Juliet fell for Romeo in the merry month of May, as he tried to climb the orchard wall to reach his lady fair. As he tumbled, she began to bawl, as he floated through the air.
Holy flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph.
Poor young chap, what a night he spent, tights all taller than his reindeer bent.
Stamp your feet, bang on the big bass drum. What a picture, up to the up, tom, 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 tom. Sing it from me, album.
Henry VIII had several wives, including Anne Boleyn, and he made an album of their lives with all their photos in. As Anne Boleyn was on her knees, dressed in her very best frock, King Henry shouted, "Smile, dear, please," as her head rolled off the block.
Oh, big flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph.
Comes a print in a little while, lost her head but she kept her smoke.
Stamp your feet, bang on the big bass drum. What a picture, up to the up, tom, 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 tom. Sing it from me, album.
When Napoleon married Josephine, there was just the same to do. He rode and clung about a field all the way from Waterloo. And as he came straight off his horse to the boudoir where she sat, he said to her in French, of course, as he took off his top hat.
Oh, big flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph.
There she was with a big hussar, all cooked up in her ooh-la-la.
Stamp your feet, bang on the big bass drum. What a picture, up to the up, tom, 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 tom. Sing it from me, album. Sing it from me, sing it from me, sing it from me, album.
Well, this is very cosy anyway, isn't it? Frank, turn the windscreen wipers on, and the children can see out. I know they can't see the sea because of the sea mist, but they can see the railings on the seafront, and the sea's just below. I wonder what the sea is like. Well, perhaps we shall see it tomorrow. After all, we've only been here a week. Chicks dear, stop backing your buckets and spades about. It irritates your father. And Alice, stop that coughing. Yes, I know it's your father's pipe, but he must do something. Oh, wind the window down, you'll feel a bit better. Well, I'm sure we're very lucky to have such a nice car park facing the seafront. With only sixpence. And it is interesting to watch all the people going by. You know what I mean, Frank. We have seen several people today. I know we didn't yesterday because of the autumn thunder and lightning. And that hailstorm after tea when Alice was sick. But today, well, I think we've seen one or two quite nice looking people, really. I think it's the sign that the weather's definitely going to improve. The rain's been lighter than it's been all week. Oh, doesn't that poor woman look wet? Poor soul. And yet she's got one of those transparent Macs on, and a good to match. I can't say I like them. They look like indecent x-rays. And some women never ought to have anything on transparent at all. Oh, Alice, stop battling your bucket about. Get your new bathing suit out and have a look at it. That'll amuse you. Think what fun we'll have on the beach when it does stop raining. Oh, Frank, you'll have to shut that window. It's so cold in here, and it'll set my neuralgia off again. Oh, Alice, you don't feel sick again. Open the window, Frank. Breathe in the nice air and you'll feel better. I can't help your shoulder getting soaked, Frank. She shall not be sick in here again. We'll have our lunch soon, and if it doesn't clear up by tea time, we'll go back to the lodging and play snap. Yes, it is a pity they are so far from the sea, Frank. But then we do get the ride in every day. Yes, I know it's not been nice every day. Fancy having to have our headlights on this morning coming across the common. In July. But I do think the weather's getting better. It's definitely improving. The rain's lighter than it's been all week. It's not coming down the inside of this side window like it did on Monday. And my skirt is fairly dry. So cheer up, children. I wonder what the beach is like. A lady in the bridge has told me it's a lovely beach.
She said her children went on the beach 5 times last summer. 5 times. They were only here a month. That shows nothing for cheer up, children. Oh, Frank, that's not thunder, is it? Oh, I do hope not. As if it is, we shan't even have those poor wet women in the shelter to look at if it is. Oh, doesn't that poor ice cream man look wet, sitting under his cart? How lucky he's such a little man to sit under there. And how lucky we are really not to live in foreign climates, where the heat blisters you and the sun scorches you. There's nothing the matter with our climate. If it would only stop raining and the sun come out and not be so cold, it'll be the best climate in the world.
Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life, a roving over the sea.
Give me a career as a buccaneer, it's the life of a pirate for me.
Oh, the life of a pirate for me. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life, without a care to behold.
You carry a gun and a jug of rum and your pockets are loaded with gold.
Oh, your pockets are loaded with gold. Life is a wonderful life, with fine adventure and sport.
But live every minute for all that is in it, for the life of a pirate is short.
Oh, the life of a pirate is short. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life, with one forever they say.
When you're next in the noose and you can't get loose, for the life of a pirate you'll pay.
Oh, the life of a pirate you'll pay.
You scurvy sons of dogs! Round the next bay be a galleon full of Spanish doubloons, bound for Hispaniola. Well, we ain't gonna get there, see? Because we're gonna board that there ship and slit the throats of the crew until the bilges are awash with their blood. And then we're gonna make off with the silver and gold. What do you say, Nardies? Let's go.
No, Captain.
What do you mean? No?
I said no, Captain. We don't like the way you're running this ship, and we ain't gonna stand for it no more. Regs, we've had enough, don't we, lads?
That's right. See?
We've had enough.
Reckons you ain't getting a big enough share of the loot, huh?
No, Captain.
Oh, so you want that there treasure map, what shows where we buried the treasure of that there Portuguese man of war?
No, Captain.
Then what do you want?
We want a training day.
A training day?
A seminar.
A training day, preferably a nice hotel near Hastings, where us sea dogs can gather us together, pool our experience, monitor our work methods, and prioritize our objectives, damn your eyes.
Prioritize objectives?
Aye.
And improve our communication skills.
That's another thing, Captain. There ain't one bloke on this ship that can express himself except in the present tense.
That's because you mean pirates! And ever since pirates begins, pirates always speaks in the present tense. And any man what speaks in the past or perfect tense dies where he starts. And any more of your mutinous whinings, I'll kill all you and drag you beneath the ship until the barnacles rip open your belly and death comes as a merciful blessing.
Well, that's no way to motivate people.
Don't you start first, mate.
Ready to rip open the bellies of your staff? Well, that's management.
Shut up!
Well, he's had no managerial grounding, of course. Originally a plain midshipman. He ought to go on a course or something.
Silence! You lovers!
Well, give us our training day. How can we meet the challenges of the 1640s without it?
And he wants an occupational health officer.
I am a crash! Listen, any more of your insolent whinings, and I'll rip out your eyes and feed them to the sharks!
I'm Captain Kidd. They get to do role playing.
Shut up!
The first mate liked it so much that he had the captain thrown overboard. And now he's captain.
Here's a role play for you. I'll play the captain, and you play a man what's about to be stabbed.
Say hello! A Spanish galleon!
Now that there galleon's full of gold, see, and we be pirates. And pirates don't need training days. All pirates needs is a black heart and a sharp cutlass. Now what do you say, so you follow your captain when we go to the ship? Oi! Because pirates be bold and brave, see, and pirates live for the moment. And in a moment we'll go and sail alongside that there galleon, and we'll swing across on our boarding ropes and cut the throats of any Spanish soldier what gets in our way. Now then we'll make off with the silver and gold.
Silver and gold.
And when we get it all back on the main deck, we'll pile it all up and count it, jewel by jewel, doubloon by doubloon. And when we know how much we've made from our black art of skullduggery, we'll pile it all up in a nice big bag. And then we'll take it off and invest it in a nice little pension scheme.
Just down when fish are gathered, I wandered far from the throng. I heard a fisher girl singing, and this refrain was her song.
So, better luck next year, Sir Lawrence. Send in the next one, will you please, Tracy? Mr. Spigot, I believe.
That's right. Spigot by name, spigot by nature.
Yes, well, that's all right, Mr. Spigot, don't have to follow me, just be straight. Now, Mr. Spigot, you are, I believe, auditioning for the role of Tarzan. Well, I couldn't help noticing when you came in, Mr. Spigot, that you are a one-legged person.
Oh, you noticed that, did you?
Oh, yes, Mr. Spigot. When you've been in the business as long as I have, you get to notice these little things, almost instinctively, yes.
Oh, right.
Now, you, Mr. Spigot, a one-legged person, are applying for the role of Tarzan, a role which traditionally involves an actor with 2 legs.
Very true.
And yet, you, a unidexter, are applying for the role.
Right.
A role for which 2 legs would seem to be the minimum requirement. Yes. Well, need I point out to you, Mr. Spigot, where your deficiency lies with regard to landing this role?
Well, I think you ought to.
Well, need I say without over much emphasis that it is in the leg division that you are deficient?
In the leg division?
Yes, Mr. Spigot, in the leg division. You are deficient in it to the tune of 1. Your left leg, I like a lovely leg. When I saw it come in, I said a lovely leg for the role, I said. I've got nothing against it, Mr. Spigot. The trouble is, neither have you. You fall down on the right. It's inadequate, Mr. Spigot, I'm afraid. I don't yet think the great British public is ready for the sight of a one-legged ancient man swinging through the jungly tendrils.
Oh, right.
But don't despair, Mr. Spigot, don't despair. After all, you score over a man with no legs at all. If a legless actor was to come in here demanding the role, I should have no hesitation in saying to him, Mr. Spigot, get out, run away. Oh, Mr. Spigot, there is a very good chance. If we get to know 2-legged character actors in here in the next 2 months, then you, Mr. Spigot, a unidexter, are just the sort of person we shall be trying to contact telephonically. So my advice to you, Mr. Spigot, is hop on a bus, go home and wait by the telephone. I'm sorry I can't be more help, Mr. Spigot, but you see, we really are trying to get an actor with 2 legs.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spigot.
Ethel Wagbottom's had another baby.
Doesn't surprise me. As I'm as easy as shelling peas, that one.
Oh, I know. She's a funny woman. I mean, she stood as a socialist candidate in the last election.
Not surprised. She's never out to the Labour ward. You know, there are so many wet nappies in that house. They don't pay rates, they pay harbour fees. Mind you, Gladys, it's in the blood. I mean, I'm not one to gossip.
Oh, I know, but
Ethel's mother was more loose than cami-nickel elastic. The things I used to see in that house from my bedroom window.
Hey, just a minute. I know that house, and there's no way you could see into it from your bedroom window.
You could if you stood on the wardrobe and leant out on the gutter.
Anyway, tell me about Ethel's mother.
Oh, it was awful. I remember the day, well, all took away. Anyway, I've just been for a bit of mince for my Fred. He likes a bit of mince.
Oh, does he?
And Ethel's mother is asleep on the mockhead, slumped on the mockhead with her mouth open. Well, next,
There was a mouse jumped down her throat. Oh, I stood there, and you know, I'm bad on my legs. I've been bad on these legs for years. Anyway, I stood there, and Fred was nowhere. I said, go fetch a piece of cheese to attract the rodent. I went to fetch the doctor, and when I came back, he was waving a kipper in front of her mouth. I said, Fred, you're a fool. I told you to get cheese. He said, I've got to get the flaming cat out first.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's better. Take it from me. Up on the shore they will day, until the sun is sailed away. While you're devoted, all time you're floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is happy, as up through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy, the suckers are in the pool. The fish on the boat is lucky, they're in for what's the fate. One day when the boss gets hungry, guess who's hungry on the plate? Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody thinks fries and pizzas came from the sea. What on the land they love to cook? Under the sea we off the hook. We got no troubles, life is like bubbles under the sea.
Well, good evening. Rough night tonight out there. Now, I'd like to tell you a little story about a seafarer. Now, this story was put in music. It's about a seafarer what met a mermaid. Now, when it was put in music, it received critical acclaim. In other words, it was called a masterpiece of ineptitude. Nevertheless, I'm going to try and sing it for you. 'Twas on the good ship Habakkuk, and I a midshipmite, went 4 days out of Liverpool, a mermaid did I sight, singing fare thee well, my Betty-O, fare thee well, I say, fare thee well to you, young lass, my buttocks be bound away. Now the mermaid, hearing these dulcet tones, replied in the wheezing voice, come now, pretty young man, believe below. What color beneath shall be all bit? We looked up us out below. Singing fare thee well, fare thee well to you. Fare thee well to you, young lass. My buttocks be rusted through. Now, the midshipman here decided that what he would do is join the mermaid in the sea, because he could only see the top half of her. So he jumped over the side. Unfortunately, he couldn't swim. As he went down for the third time, he sang, fare thee well, my Sally-O, fare thee well, sweetheart, I am no use to you. you, my love. My buttocks have come upon.
A young fellow bathing last year in the sea insisted on saving my life. He dragged me ashore and went crazy on me. He wanted to make me his wife. I had to refuse him. I hated to lose him, 'cause marriage had been my ambition. But he thought me dotty, half-witted and potty when I had explained my position. No one believes I'm a mermaid, but honest and truly I am. Some people think I'm a girl with the gout. Others they say we're a remarkable trout. Some people dip me in breadcrumbs, and some think my tale is a sham. It makes me so hot and untidy, avoiding fishmongers on Friday. No one believes I'm a mermaid at all, but honest and truly I am. How can a young daughter of Neptune be gay when people consider her odd? I get so weary of hearing them say, is that fancy dress or a cod? It's not very pleasant when I get a present of lovely silk stockings or slippers. And it doesn't please me when somebody sees me and thinks I'm outsized in kippers. No one believes I'm a mermaid, but honest and truly I am. If I wear dresses that don't reach the ground, somebody shouts out, how much a pound? If I go out for the evening, I have to take somebody's arm. To drinking, my friends get it all down, but each time I stand up, I fall down. No one believes I'm a mermaid at all, but honest and truly I am.
Mind your step, friend. Too busy dreaming of mermaids.
Mermaids? I don't get time to dream of mermaids.
Here, let me lend a hand there.
Thank you. Very thoughtful.
Now, doesn't this bring back memories?
What, right, all the carrying you, all the talking? Yeah.
That but all that Sierra, all those beautiful maidens.
Hey, now you're talking. There was some fine times.
Think we struck a chord there?
What, like the time with Dolly and Daisy?
Dolly and Daisy. Yeah.
We were sailing along
I know you're talking my kind of language.
on Moonlight Bay.
On Moonlight Bay.
We could hear the voices ringing.
Just like a heavenly choir.
They seemed to say,
You sure that was Dolly and Daisy?
you have stolen my heart.
Let's steady on now, friend. This is a family show.
Now don't go away.
Going nowhere. We still got a show to do.
As we sang love's old sweet song on Moonlight
I
Bay.
think I'll grab a piece of this.
We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, you have stolen my heart. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet song on Moonlight Bay.
sweet song on Moonlight Bay, on Moonlight Bay.
On the good ship, lollipop is a sweet trip to a candy shop where pom-poms play on the sunny beach of Peppermint Bay. Lemonade stands everywhere, crackers and rats building, and there you are, happy landing on a chocolate bar. See the sugar boat to a Tootsie Roll with a big fat devil's fruit cake. If you eat too much, ooh, ooh, you'll awake with a tummy ache. On the good ship, lollipop, it's a night trip into bed you hold. When this command, all aboard for Candyland. On the good ship, lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop where pom-poms play on the sunny beach of Peppermint Bay. Lemonade stands everywhere, cracker jack rats building, and there you are, happy landing on a chocolate bar. See the sugar bowl to a Tootsie Roll with a big fat devil's fruit cake. If you eat too much, ooh, ooh, you'll awake with a tummy ache. On the good ship, lollipop, it's a night trip into bed you hold and dream away. On the good ship, lollipop.
The fleet's in port again, back home in port again.
Yo ho, now we'll have a jolly good time. The boys are here to find.
The girls they left behind.
Yo ho, now we'll have a jolly good time. Ladies, turn out in your thousands, put on your red, white and blue.
All the nice girls of the sailor, there'll be a sailor for you.
Because the fleet's in port again, back home in port again. Yo ho, now we'll have a jolly good, really wonderful, mighty, marvelous time.
When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to an attorney's firm. I cleaned the windows, I swept the floor, and I polished up the handle on the big front door.
We polished up the handle on the big front door.
I polished up that handle so carefully that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He polished up the handle so carefully that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
As office boy, I made such a mark that they gave me the post of a junior clerk. The Prince with a smile so bland, I copied all the letters in a big round hand.
He copied all the letters in a big round hand.
I copied all the letters in a hand so free that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He copied all the letters in a hand so free that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
In serving writs I made such a name that an article clerk I soon became. I wore clean collars and a brand new suit for the pass examination of the Institute.
For the pass examination of the Institute.
That pass examination did so well for me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
That pass examination did so well for me that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Of legal knowledge I acquired such a grip that they took me into the partnership. That junior partnership, I ween, was the only ship I ever had seen.
Was the only ship we ever had seen.
That kind of ship so suited me that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
That kind of ship so suited me that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
I grew so rich that I was sent by a pocket flower into Parliament. I always voted at my party's call, but never thought of thinking for myself at all.
He never thought of thinking for himself at all.
I thought so little, they rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
He thought so little, they rewarded me by making him the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Now landsmen all, whoever you may be, if you want to rise to the top of the tree, if your soul isn't fettered to an office stool, be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Be careful to be guided by this golden rule.
Stick close to your desks and never go to sea, and you will be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Stick close to your desk and never go to sea, and you will be the rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Full of money and a parrot in a cage. He smiled at all the pretty girls upon the landing stage. All the nice girls love a sailor. All the nice girls love a Tom. For there's something about a sailor when you know what sailors are. Bright and breezy, free and easy, is the lady's pride and joy. Falls in love with Kate and Jane, then he's off to sea again. Ship ahoy, ship ahoy.
We got sunlight on the sand, we got moonlight on the sea. We got mangoes and bananas we can pick right off a tree. We got volleyball and ping pong and a lot of dandy games.
What ain't we got? We ain't got dames.
We get packages from home, we get movies, we get shows.
We get speeches from our skipper and advice from Tokyo Rose. We get letters doused in perfume, we get dizzy from the smell.
What don't we get? You know darn well.
We got nothing to put on a clean white suit for. What we need is what there ain't no substitute for.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day.
We feel lonely, we feel blue, we feel restless and in grief. We feel every kind of feeling but the feeling of relief.
We feel hungry as a wolf out when he met Red Riding Hood.
Oh, what don't we feel? We don't feel good.
Oh, lots of things in life are beautiful, but brother, there is one particular thing that is done in any way, shape or form whatsoever like any other.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day.
So suppose a girl ain't right or completely free from flaws,
Or as playful as a bird dog or as kind as Santa Claus.
It's a waste of time to worry over things that they have not.
Be thankful for the things they've got. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. There are no books like a day, and nothing looks like a day. There are no drinks like a day, and nothing thinks like a day. Nothing acts like a day, or attracts like a day. There ain't anything that's wrong with any man here that can't be cured by putting him near a girly, wannabe, female, feminine day.
longboat till he's sober.
Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Give him a taste of the boatswain's rope and
Give him a taste of the boatswain's rope and give him a taste of the boatswain's rope and early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Give him a dose of salt and water.
Give him a dose of salt and water. Give him a dose of salt and water early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises early in the morning.
Put on his back a mustard plaster.
Put on his back a mustard plaster. Put on his back a mustard plaster early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises early in the morning.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises early in the morning.
Oh, couldn't you come in a minute, Chuck, and have a mug of bovril and a barn cake?
No, I could not. Quite frankly, I'm not speaking to you anymore, Ada.
Look, I said I'm sorry, and after all, I'm not sure what I did wrong.
Not sure? Not sure? Well, I certainly am, and so was the audience in our immediate vicinity.
Well, half of it was your fault anyway.
What do you mean?
I told you, I can't stand ballet dancing, and had this awful cold, and you made me go just the same.
Oh, yes, it's all my fault. I simply felt that a night of culture might take your mind off bingo for a change.
Ooh, you can be standoffish. Now look, I'm not going to argue with you, but let's get it out and open, once and for all. What did I say or do that was so wrong? Ooh, just a minute. That cat's doing it up loopings again. Shoo! Get off, you blanching me leaves.
Very well then, if you really want to know, I shall catalogue the events and castigate your behaviour.
My cat should be castigated, I'll tell you.
There is a perfect example of your quite appalling ignorance. I really don't think this is quite the subject during our tea.
Shall I open it in a chunk?
I think not. Instead, we shall discuss what happened at the palace when we went to see the Royal Ballet perform Swan Lake. When I mentioned that Rudolph and Nureev's pas de deux was outstanding, you said in a very loud voice, he'd be in a mess at his tight split.
Well, I thought it were rude. He looked as though he was wearing an egg box.
And when you started giggling during the dying swan, well, I could have died myself with embarrassment.
Well, that ballet dancer were bandy, weren't she? Her feet stuck out all wrong way.
That posture is meant to indicate that the bird is expiring.
Well, I could see that she was sweating buckets.
So ignorant at times, Ada. Anyhow, I must go and get changed, because tonight Leonard and I are going to the opening of La Traviata.
And I'll catch me eating that foreign mug.
What are you talking about?
I'd sooner have a pan of broth. There's no taste in that marconi.
La Traviata is not an Italian restaurant, you fool. It's an opera by Verdi. Oh, I feel sorry for you at times, Ada. You ought to be pitied, really. You'll never understand the deep emotion of a well-performed aria.
I did when I was younger, but my back's hurt.
To experience the thrill of Wagner's Lohengrin.
Never been that lucky. even during war.
To be carried away by the sensuality of Borodin. Oh, Ada, come away from that window and straighten those nets.
I don't like the look of those new guests you've got in. He looks foreign to me.
Well, as a matter of fact, he is. But a gentleman for all that. Actually, he's just come from the Levant.
Has he? I never heard the cistern flush. He looks like an Arab mother.
Must you be so narrow-minded, Ada? I mean to say, in this day and age, you've got to bend with the wind.
I can't in these corsets. Too stairs are loose. Ooh.
What is it?
Furniture van's pulled up next door. Look at that three-piece suite. That's cost a bob or two. Uncooked moquette. Look at these bits of material hanging off end of settee.
Bits of material? They're antimacassars.
Oh, they got relatives living with them too.
Antimacassars are decorative pieces of material, sort of doilies for keeping the settee clean. Oh, I say, Ada. Oh, that's a beautiful poof.
Oh, where? Which one? Is it the one with the chair?
You've got a one-track mind, you're just like your Stan. He's got sex on the brain.
I know. I wish he'd lower it sometimes.
That stands a disgrace to the neighbourhood. I'd just like to know what's driving him to drink.
Nobody drives him to drink. He's a volunteer.
You should have got rid of him years ago. I mean, he hasn't had a job since the end of the war. Just sits there all day long with a bottle in his hand.
Well, he has to take it out of his mouth sometimes, don't he?
You mark my words, Ada, you'll finish up in the arms of penury.
No, we won't. He prefers dog and duck.
Oh, get away.
Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow bonny breeze o'er the bonny blue sea. Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow bonny breeze, my lover, to me. They told me last night there were ships in the offing, and I hurried down to the deep rolling sea. But my eye could not see it, wherever might be it. The bark that is bearing my lover to blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow the wind south o'er the bonny blue sea. Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow bonny breeze, my lover, to is it not sweet to hear the breeze singing, as lightly it blows o'er the deep rolling sea? But sweeter and dearer by far, when 'tis bringing the bark of my true love home safely.
I'd just like to thank the cast. I'm chairman of the Hungerford group of Friends of Imperial Cancer. On behalf of the committee, we'd like to thank you all so very, very much for all the hard work you've put in, I know, for a long time. It's been absolutely wonderful, and each night has been just a little bit different. But it's been great, and I thank you very, very much. And thank you for coming to support me. Thank you.